Hello ASS, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hi, my name is Brenda. I do paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Alright guys, hello, happy Friday. I hope that you are having a good day so far. And as you can see by the title of today's video, today we are going to be doing subscribers' scary stories. I know it's been a minute since we've done that. I don't have very many here to share with you guys because we haven't received any new ones lately. So if you are interested in sending in your stories to me so I can read them, make sure to send them to my email beyondbellezaparanormal@gmail.com. That way I can share them here on my channel and share them with all of the subscribers here, because I always really like hearing your guys' stories, and they don't have to even be your own personal ones. They can be any family member or friend that you know who has a story that they've told you before, and that way you can relay it to me and have everybody here listen to that. Alright, now without further ado, let's go ahead and get into story number 1. I'm gonna pull it up here on my phone. Alright, and as I said earlier, I really don't have any new stories that have been sent in to me other than from one person submitting them. So all 3 submissions are going to be by the same person, and that is going to be Lily. She's the one that, since I've done this series on my channel, she's the one that's consistently sent me stuff, and I really appreciate it, because otherwise I would not be able to have a video available today. Alright, and let's get into her first story. She says, I am writing this while on lunch at work. This is my last shift of the week, and I can't wait for this to be over to check if Brenda uploads something new. This story was told to me by my religious and superstitious coworker, Claire, not her real name. One slow day at work, I told her about you and how much excitement and entertainment I get from your content. She then eagerly shared a story about her creepy aunt. Let's call her Marissa. Growing up, Claire hears a lot of hearsay about her from everyone in the family and from the neighbors. They used to live near each other. According to people, her aunt worships the devil and wishes ill on people. One of the testimonies states that Marissa would leave a black rosary or a drawing of a black cross on your doorstep if you got on her bad side. It is believed that those things are cursed to bring misfortune and or illness to your home. This woman was feared and avoided by many. One day her husband passed away. People were speculating that grief might be the beginning of her character development. Oh my god, this is how you create a villain. Everyone was feeling hopeful at the time. For context, Marissa inherited land and a farm from her elders, in which the profit is divided equally among her siblings. However, she was the only one who multiplied her share by saving and investing. She became the wealthiest among the siblings, got married to a financially stable man, and had 1 child. Her siblings thought it was a good idea to ask her to give up her share since she doesn't need it anyway. Her siblings have many kids and didn't really do much other than receiving profit from their inherited lands with crops. They just have regular jobs. Marissa found the idea absurd and laughed at their faces. Claire said that she would never go inside her aunt's house or even interact with her own family affairs. The entire family couldn't stand her except one. It is Marissa's older sister, who remained neutral amidst all the family dispute going on. Let's call her Vilma. Vilma would occasionally see Marissa to hang out or visit in her house just to chat. Relatives couldn't help but try to get some tea from her. She did give them a few info, especially about their nephew, Marissa's only son. Marissa also adopted the son of a distant relative that is not doing as good as her, and took care of the kid as her own. Let's call him Joey. 5 years after her husband's death, her biological son, who was a lawyer, was murdered. It was allegedly related to a case that he, at the time, was handling. She was grieving and became even more distant to everyone. Joey split up with his wife, hated by his kids, and was basically a lowlife. Days go by and Marissa's depression started to affect her physical health. She became weak and restless. The occasional visits from Velma and Joey became very frequent. They stayed by her side and gave her all the support she needed. Both of them reported smoky smell all over the big house, and the entire neighborhood's dogs wouldn't stop howling all night. Marissa ordered to have a priest service every day until she dies. She confessed her sins, but never really verbally asked for forgiveness. It was more of a revelation than an actual act of confession. The two carers suffered from the eerie presence in the house for a month. Joey made conscious efforts of enduring it because he feels like he is indebted to her. The day of her passing came. All relatives and neighbors gathered to pay respect and to pray for her soul. Time came that the family was called by the late Marissa's lawyer for her will. She gave everything she worked hard for to Joey, and her share from the lands and crops will be used to buy flowers to surround her resting place with. The family was and still is unhappy by her request. They find her crazy for not letting them have anything that's hers, even after she dies. Everyone thinks that she deserved all those tragedies as a consequence for her wickedness and for making a pact with a demon that she's not even trying to hide at all. Claire is excited to watch you read this. I showed her some of your videos and she loved them. You are one of a kind. Oh, thank you so much, Claire. Thank you so much, Lily. I know this took me a really long time to read, and I forgot to say the title, but it's called Tragic Black Magic. But what a story, oh my gosh. And I understand, she might have done some wicked stuff, but it seemed like, she helped the people that wanted to be there for her. And I feel like everybody else kind of just wanted a handout. And even though she was, as I said, in the occult or whatever it was that she was doing, it was her right to do that, and if the rest of her family didn't get along with her, that's on them. And if they didn't talk to her or visited her or any of that, they really aren't entitled to any of that, which is so weird for them to even be mad about. They're like, wow, not even when she's dead can she not help us out. But, that's how people are sometimes. Like, what are you going to do? Okay, now let's go ahead and get into her second one. She says, my name is Lily, your fellow avid viewer. I hope we're all in a great mood today. Let's all relax and get comfortable. The story I'm about to share is not that scary, just little somethings that I remember from many years ago. I lived in Singapore for 2 months with my sister Christine after I graduated college. It was a culture shock in the best way. To me, it was paradise. Unfortunately, I couldn't legally live there for any longer. One night, I was on Instagram looking at paparazzi posts of Hollywood celebrities. It was and will always be one of my pastime activities, because real-life people's lives are in no way as interesting. No explanation needed. Christine was on her MacBook doing something work-related when she suddenly got a little bit startled, asking me, "Do you hear that?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Enough with your celebrity nonsense." I was like, "Excuse me?" She said, "I asked you a question." I responded, "You sure did. Enough with the assumption. That shit is occupying my whole brain." "Yes, you asked me if I heard it and I said, yes, I heard it. Marbles are falling and rolling and small steps are chasing them. What else do you want me to say?" In my mind, I was like, "You want me to guess the names and genders of our upstairs neighbors or something?" She said, "Oh, I forgot you didn't know about this. Singapore hasn't always been like this. Not too long ago, this nation was far from glamorous." I was like, "I knew about that." I also knew that this was pertinent to the bigger info at the end, so I let her go on. She continued, "To achieve what they are now, strict rules are implemented with serious punishments or consequence. At this point, I have already realized that no one was playing, especially at nighttime, with how strict Singapore is. They're gonna get evicted. My face said it all, and Christine read it. She said that everyone says that if you hear marbles in an apartment complex, especially at night, it is the ghost children residence from the older days. I concluded that because people used to be poor due to lack of governance, children didn't have much books to read and board games to play, so marbles were everyone's favorite, and it was allowed because nobody cared about order and rules. May all of us have a nice and memorable weekend. Thank you for listening. Well, thank you for sharing that, Lily. And yeah, even though this wasn't like super scary, it is a really interesting fact to just have something so random happen in your apartment and then have it directly tied to this, I don't know, legend or something like that, and you guys just knowing about it. Very eerie experience for sure. Thank you for sharing that with us. Alright, and here is the third story. And she says, "It's Lily again, happily writing stories of people around me. I hope our last work day of the week didn't burn us out. I'm not sure which one will be read first, this one or the other one I submitted, but the setting is both the apartment that my sister rented when I stayed with her in Singapore for 2 months. I loved it there. So we were already in bed trying to sleep when a moderately loud alarm went off. Christine asked me, 'Did you forget to turn off the oven?' I said, 'Huh? You think I took the chicken nuggets out while it was still on?' She said, 'Come with me.' I understood that we had to because our roommates couldn't be bothered to get up, and Christine is a light sleeper. That thing needs to be shut off. We turned the lights on, and the very first thing she checked was the oven. I just rolled my eyes until we both turned our heads to the landline, for it got obvious that it's the one ringing. She didn't want to check it. She told me in a concerned tone, 'Did you know that no household uses landlines here? They just come with the internet and cable subscription. That's why people have it.' I said, 'Okay, but that mere fact that it exists makes it absolutely not impossible to be used. It must be the landlady, somebody she knows or whoever.' She said, 'You just don't get it.' I was like, 'Okay, let's check.' She checked it with me standing in front of her. I said, 'Answer it. What are you waiting for?' Looking at her confused face, I said, 'Give that to me.' Upon looking at the screen, I said, 'Oh, I now see why you don't know what to do. You haven't owned a keypad phone in forever.' All that time, I still had a keypad phone, but I got an iPad too. I told her, 'I don't know what this is for exactly, but it is part of the handset settings, and it rings when you go to it.' I paused, took a deep breath, and trying to not panic, I said, 'Somebody was playing with his phone until we came to check.' I calmly pressed it to the main menu, put it back where it should be, and offered to be the one to turn the lights off since Christine gets more scared than me. Since that happened, she would always wait for me outside whenever she needed to use the restroom late at night. I suddenly remembered a lot of things from the past, and I thought it would be a good idea to write and send them now before I forget. I hope it's not too weird that I submitted a lot in one day." Lily, you know it's not weird at all, other than the fact that I didn't have any other submissions in between all the ones that you sent to me back to back. That's the only bummer about it. I did have to read all the ones that you sent me all at once, and obviously if you guys have been keeping up with me here on my channel, you'll know that I haven't done these subscriber scary stories in a hot minute. So this was sent to me back in October, like early October, like the 7th through the 8th. So I feel bad that it took me this long to get to them, but I eventually did, and we're here finally reading the stories together, or listening to the stories together. And so far I only have one other one that's saved on my email, and you guys know that I usually like to do these in increments of 3 stories, so I do need some more submissions from you guys. So if you are interested in sending those in, make sure to leave them in that email, as I said, because that's the only place that I will check for stories. And if you have submitted it to somebody else before and they just have never gotten to it, and maybe they have way too many submissions, send them here. Even though it is a small channel, I feel like a lot of the people here will really appreciate listening to your story and learning about all these different kinds of experiences that people have had in the past. It's honestly so fascinating. There's so many things that people have gone through that honestly like shock me, because I don't think I would ever be able to be okay after experiencing anything like this. And granted, sometimes people just go through things that are a little bit weird and a little bit unexplainable, but it's usually something that you can just shake off and be like, oh, there's probably a reasonable explanation for this. But before I do end the video here, I do want to say thank you guys for 10k subscribers. I have not been able to say that because I hit it before my post date, and then I think I skipped a week of posting. I don't remember. And then by now, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that I also am doing a podcast series here on my channel with Brandon, who is my boyfriend, and we're going to be doing that. Right now, we are not sure how we're going to set it all up because I only see him on the weekends and my usual post date is Friday, but I also want to post my regular content on this channel on top of my podcast. So we're still trying to figure out the dynamic for my channel and like my posting days, because I feel like I don't have enough time to edit between the week. So I don't know if I can do 2 videos a week or not. I might have to alternate between podcast video and then my regular scheduled programming. So we'll figure that out eventually. We're just kind of diving into it on a whim. We just wanted to do this for a long time, and we're trying to make it work as best as possible for the both of us, while still at the same time trying to enjoy our weekends, because content making, even though it might seem like something that you can just easily get done, it's actually a lot of work, preparation, and it's super time consuming, and we only have limited amount of time together, Brandon and I. So I feel like the best way for us to do it is going to be alternating between my videos like this one and the podcast every Friday. So I hope that that's okay with you guys, and I hope that gives you a little bit more of something to like mix it up a little bit, you know, here on my channel, so it's not always the same thing every single upload. And on top of that, I'm also vlogging on my channel, on my second channel, and I'm doing those videos and editing those, and I'm a one-woman show, you guys. I'm doing my best here, but anyway, okay, I'm rambling for too long. Hope you didn't mind me chatting here with you a little bit, kind of giving you a little update, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the first episode of the podcast. And I haven't uploaded it yet, obviously, but I'm excited to hear your guys' feedback on it, and also to know what else you would like us to cover on the podcast. But anyway, guys, if you did make it all the way to the end of this video, make sure to leave a little microphone emoji. That way I know who stayed all the way to the end, because not a lot of people do make it to this point of the video. And if you did, just know that I really, really appreciate it. And me and you are besties. You already know. Alright, and then also before I end the video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. It really makes my day, and I love seeing you guys in the comments down there. And yeah, guys, that's it. Thank you again so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.